On July 22, 2011, Norway experienced an unprecedented act of terrorism. Anders Behring Breivik, a Norwegian right-wing extremist, carried out two horrific attacks that shook the nation to its core. The first was a car bomb detonation in Oslo, targeting government buildings. This blast killed 8 people and injured scores more, leaving the city reeling in shock and confusion. However, the horror was far from over. Breivik then drove to Utøya Island, the site of a summer camp organized by the Labour Party's youth wing. Disguised as a police officer, he systematically hunted down and shot young people, many of whom were teenagers. The massacre on Utøya claimed the lives of 69 people, turning a place of joy and camaraderie into a scene of unimaginable carnage. The attack sent shockwaves throughout Norway and the world. The scale of the violence, coupled with the targeting of young people, left a deep scar on the nation's psyche. Breivik's actions were met with widespread condemnation, and the world mourned with Norway as it grappled with the aftermath of the tragedy. The events of July 22, 2011 remain etched in Norway's collective memory, a horrific reminder of the devastating consequences of hatred and extremism. The nation continues to honor the victims and support the survivors, while grappling with the complex questions raised by the attacks and the subsequent legal proceedings against the perpetrator. In the wake of the attacks, Norway faced the daunting task of bringing the perpetrator to justice. The trial of Anders Behring Breivik began in April 2012, captivating the nation and the world. The prosecution meticulously presented evidence of Breivik's meticulous planning and cold-blooded execution of the attacks, seeking to hold him accountable for his actions. Throughout the trial, Breivik remained defiant, showing little remorse for the carnage he had unleashed. He attempted to justify his actions by claiming he was fighting against what he perceived as the Islamization of Europe. However, his extremist ideology and lack of empathy only served to solidify public disgust and condemnation. In August 2012, Breivik was found criminally sane and sentenced to 21 years in prison, the maximum sentence under Norwegian law. This sentence, known as containment, can be extended indefinitely if Breivik is deemed to still pose a threat to society. The court's decision aimed to balance the need for punishment with the principles of rehabilitation and reintegration that underpin Norway's justice system. Breivik's sentencing marked a significant moment in Norway's legal history. While some argued for a harsher punishment, the court's decision reflected the country's commitment to upholding the rule of law and rejecting the death penalty, even in the face of unimaginable crimes. The sentence, while controversial to some, aimed to ensure that Breivik would be held accountable for his actions, while also leaving open the possibility of rehabilitation, however unlikely that may seem. The aftermath of the tragedy left many families in deep sorrow. Parents, siblings and friends struggled to come to terms with the loss of their loved ones. They spoke out, seeking justice and hoping to prevent such a tragedy from happening again. Their voices echoed the pain and the need for change. As the years passed, the world watched closely. Would there be a second chance for healing and unity? Or would the scars of the past lead to another tragedy? The questions lingered, and the answers remained uncertain. The journey towards reconciliation and peace was far from over. In the wake of Anders Behring Breivik's parole hearing, Norway's parole system has come under intense scrutiny. Critics argue that such a system may not adequately address the severity of crimes like those committed by Breivik. The debate continues as the nation grapples with balancing justice and rehabilitation. Parole decisions are never straightforward. They involve a complex interplay of legal, psychological, and ethical considerations. In Breivik's case, the decision is further complicated by the sheer magnitude of his crimes and the ongoing threat he poses to society. Authorities must weigh these factors carefully, knowing that their choice will have far-reaching implications. For the survivors and families of the victims, the trauma remains ever present. Their fight for justice is not just about seeking punishment, but also about ensuring that such atrocities are never forgotten. Remembrance ceremonies and memorials play a crucial role in this ongoing process of healing and justice. Breivik's actions serve as a stark reminder of the global threat posed by extremism. It underscores the need for constant vigilance and proactive measures to prevent such ideologies from taking root. As societies around the world confront these challenges, the lessons learned from Norway's experience are more relevant than ever.